Welcome back. In this course, you'll be embarking on an exciting learning journey exploring the world of ChatGPT. We'll start by building a strong foundation in AI, language models, and the incredible potential of ChatGPT. As we move forward, you'll learn the ins and outs of ChatGPT and practice with hands-on exercises, mastering the art of prompt engineering to unlock its full potential. You'll then apply your skills to create a variety of content, from blog posts to ad copy, and use ChatGPT for efficient research and information gathering. Exploring its role in personal and professional growth, you'll discover how ChatGPT can streamline workflows and automate tasks. And then diving into the world of digital marketing strategies and analytics, we'll examine ChatGPT's impact on these areas before leveraging it for job applications, interviews, and networking. We'll also learn about diverse applications in education, coding, and personal life. Throughout this course, we'll be using industry-specific examples to understand how ChatGPT can be applied across different fields. And finally, here are the 9 most important functions on Udemy to maximize your learning. Number 1, course resources. You can access resources by clicking on the lecture and selecting the relevant materials inside. 2, playback rate. Adjust the video speed to your preference by using the playback rate button that's near the player controls. 3, add notes. To take notes, click Add Notes and write down your thoughts. 4, transcripts and captions. Auto-generated transcripts are available under the Transcripts tab, while captions can be activated by clicking Captions and turning them on. Do note that transcripts may not always be 100% accurate. 5, Q&A. If you need any help, click the Q&A button, scroll down and search for your question, or ask a new one. Our team will respond within 24 hours on weekdays. 6, notes. Find all your written notes on their specific timestamps here. 7, announcements. We continuously update the course and you'll receive these updates completely for free. You'll find them in the announcements section. 8, learning tools. Set reminders to stay accountable with your learning. Create an event and decide on your frequency. Remember, consistency is key. And finally, 9, course completion. After finishing the entire course, you'll unlock the trophy symbol, granting access to your diploma as a proof of your extensive training in this course. So now that you know how to get the most out of this course, let's move on to the next lecture. So what exactly is ChatGPT? Well, basically, ChatGPT is a type of computer program known as a language model. It understands human language and can generate text just like a person would. This ability lets it perform a range of tasks, from business planning to summarizing complex documents, translating languages, and even making creative pieces such as poetry and science fiction novels. But how does it accomplish these tasks? The secret lies in a concept called machine learning. This is a way of teaching a computer to learn from data information, very much like we learn from experience. So ChatGPT has learned from a huge amount of text information taken from the internet. It doesn't really understand what it reads, but it remembers how words and sentences fit together in patterns. So if you start a sentence, it can guess what might come next because it has seen similar sentences before, making it a powerful tool for generating human-like responses. But sometimes it might guess wrong, because after all, it's only just guessing based on what it has seen before, not because it truly understands what it's saying. ChatGPT is important because it changes the way we use technology. Think of it as a digital assistant that can help both people and businesses in different ways. It can talk to customers, create articles or blogs, translate different languages, help with scheduling, answer common questions, and even help in teaching. And the best part is that it can work non-stop, all day, every day and every night. This allows it to handle jobs that are repetitive, which lets people concentrate on more creative tasks and solving more important problems. However, it is important to be aware of some of the challenges that comes with ChatGPT. While it's excellent at generating human-like text, it can sometimes give inaccurate or misleading information. That is because it doesn't understand information like we do. It only recognizes patterns. And there can also be issues related to copyright, as it might reproduce text that looks a bit too similar to its training data. But remember, every tool has its strengths and its limitations. And in this course, we will help you navigate its incredible potential, but also handle its limitations responsibly. So in the next lecture already, we are gonna get started and learn how to properly use this amazing tool. See you in the next lecture. Welcome back. So now that you know what ChatGPT is and how it works, theoretically, it's time to learn how it works practically. Let's jump right in. So we're going to start off by going to chat.openai.com. This link will also be in the resources. If you already have an account, just go ahead and click on login. If you're brand new, then click on sign up. It's completely free, it's super fast, and I'll see you inside. So once you're in, ChatGPT is rather minimalistic and very easy to use. But with that said, we're still gonna go through its different features, interface, and how to best use it. Let's start off by going to the left. The most basic and important thing to know about is how to start a new chat. We're gonna go to the upper left corner and click on new chat. And this is gonna give me two different versions that I can use. It's gonna be ChatGPT 3.5 and 4. If you just signed up, you are not gonna have different versions to use. And that is because I am using the plus version of ChatGPT. The plus version means that I have access to a slightly smarter version of ChatGPT, and that costs $20 per month. And if you're worried about having to sign up and pay that price to use this course, rest assured you don't. Everything we do in this course, every single prompt that you will learn, works 100% with the free version of ChatGPT. And while the free version currently is 3.5 and the plus version is 4, in the future, those numbers are just gonna go up. But rest assured, this course won't be outdated. It just means that everything you learn in this course will just work even better with a smarter AI. So what is the difference? Well, first of all, the free version of ChatGPT is much faster, but slightly less accurate than ChatGPT 4. ChatGPT 4 is about 60% more accurate than 3.5, which means that for complex tasks, it is going to do a better job at creating more unique essays, do some better formatting, and just have more human personality than the free version. But with that said, ChatGPT 4 is slower. Let me show you how these work differently. Let's start off with the 3.5 version. I'm going to start off by giving it some basic instructions. I'm gonna write a 500 words article on Napoleon Hill. Hit enter. And as you can see, it's gonna create this article incredibly quickly. So that literally just took a couple of seconds and we're getting all these massive amounts of data. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start a new chat by clicking up here and use ChatGPT 4. So I'm going to use the exact same instructions, write a 500-word article on Napoleon Hill, and now notice how much slower ChatGPT 4 is. You're gonna notice that the wordings that it used is going to be much more unique, much more human-like, and overall be more creative. Also factually more accurate, but it takes a longer time to get the text done. Now I'm gonna let this one finish so you can check it out. So if you want to compare the results from the two, I'm gonna scroll through the ChatGPT 4 version and you can just pause this lecture and read through it. That's all. And then I'm gonna move back to the third version. I'm gonna scroll through this, pause this lecture if you want to read it. And you're probably going to notice that the wordings are very different, but the results in both cases are amazing. With that said, even if you're using the plus version, I still recommend that if you have smaller and very quick and easy tasks that you want to get done, use the 3.5 version because it's just much faster. Not everything needs the mega mind of ChatGPT 4 to get accomplished. So once you get the response, there are two things you can do. The first thing is if you don't like the response that you have gotten, you can actually edit the instructions that you have written. By hovering your mouse over what you have written and going to the right, clicking there, you can add in more instructions or remove everything and give something completely new. Let's say that I think this is too long. Instead, I decided I want it to be about 200 words. So I'm gonna do write 200 words article on Napoleon Hill and click on save and submit. Now it's going to redo that entire piece of text and we are going to get a new result. And here is the new article. The history is still saved. If I still want to access the previous response and see what the previous instructions were, I can just go ahead and hover my mouse to the left of my logo, and then you can see it now says 2. If I click on this, here we can still see the original instructions and the original response. And again, I can just head back to the latest one. Now, if I don't like the response that ChatGPT has given me, but I still find that my instructions are spot on, I just want a new version of it, I just go down and click on regenerate response. And then what's going to happen, we are going to get a new response from ChatGPT. And here it is. And if you want to access the previous response, you just go to the left of ChatGPT's logo here and you click on this arrow. Here's the previous answer, here's the latest answer. And once again, if I go back on my instructions, you're going to notice that there is no 2 options here because we only did 1 response. If I click on regenerate response here, then I could scroll through the multiple responses ChatGPT generates. But here there's only 1 response, and in the latest instructions here, there are 2 responses. So in this way, all of the history of all your redos and everything is always saved in the conversation. So if you get lost in all of your data and say, oh, I had a really good instruction, what was it? Well, you can scroll up and you can start looking through what it was in order to use it again. So looking over to the left, you're going to notice that we have now 2 different conversations here. In order to organize all the different conversations, all you have to do is hover your mouse over and click on the little pen button here. I'm going to call this Napoleon Hill article GPT-4. Just so I know what it is. And then I'm going to choose this one and I'm going to call this Napoleon Hill article GPT 3.5. So this way I'm able to organize every conversation that I have with ChatGPT. When should you keep going on the same conversation and when should you be creating a new one? It is all about the topic you are using. For example, in this course, you are going to learn how to create a complete digital marketing strategy from scratch. And for every single little part of that strategy, you are going to get a copy-paste prompt. That is, copy-paste instructions to give directly to ChatGPT to get a specific result. And that is what I have done in this conversation specifically. So on the question, when should you create a new conversation and when should you keep to the same? It is all about the topic that you are writing about. Whenever you're staying within the same topic, you should keep the conversation in there. So for example, here I am building a complete digital marketing strategy. And if you scroll down here, you can see that I have written a lot with ChatGPT. Literally the entire strategy, every single part of the website, every page I've created, every product list, every email that you will learn how to write, the SEO, the different articles, everything is from ChatGPT. And since this is all a part of the same strategy, it's all a part in the same conversation. So jumping back here, if I wanted to continue writing on Napoleon Hill, I would keep this conversation going until I have my article on Napoleon Hill. But I would never ask about Napoleon Hill in the digital marketing strategy conversation. So in conclusion, every conversation should have a specific topic. Stay within that topic. This is important because ChatGPT remembers your data. And whenever I start a new conversation by clicking on a new chat, we start from a blank slate. So remember that one topic per one chat and keep everything in there. So scrolling down, the only additional thing to know about ChatGPT's interface is that you can click on your account name here and you have a couple of things to explore. You have the help and FAQ if there's any questions about ChatGPT itself. For example, there would be any billing issues. If you're a Plus user, all of that info would be in here. You can clear your conversations by clicking here, but you can also clear them manually. By going up and hover my mouse over, I can click on the trash can and then just click the check mark and that conversation will be deleted. I'm gonna do the same with this one. I click on the trash can and delete it. Just be careful because when you delete this information, there's no getting it back. It will be gone. And then we have my plan. We are a Plus member and that's currently $20 a month. That might change in the future. Again, you don't have to be a Plus user in order to get the full benefit of ChatGPT and this course. That is just a bonus. Then we have settings. We can change the theme. We can use a light theme, which is naturally going to be light. I prefer to use the dark theme. We can clear all of the chats by clicking here. There are beta features such as web browsing and plugins. Now, if I activate these two and then move over to GPT-4, the beta features are only for Plus members. I can access them by hovering my mouse over GPT-4 and then going down to browsing. By using browsing, ChatGPT will have access to everything currently on the internet. It's currently embedded beta and it works very, very poorly. I don't recommend using it. Plugins, very similar. If you click on plugins and then no plugins enabled, plugin store, you can choose a bunch of different plugins that can take ChatGPT to the next level. You can do Excel formulas actually written out for you. You can have Instacart where ChatGPT goes shopping for you. Once again, it is not in its full version. It is in the beta version and it works very poorly in my experience right now. Once it's released live, we will update the course and add these things in. But right now, they're not really that usable in my opinion. And then at the bottom here, we have data controls. And I strongly recommend that you keep chat history and training on because that is where the value is of ChatGPT, where it's learning all of the information about you in a specific information so that it can get smarter and it can help you more and more. That is why we stick to one topic per conversation. Then we can export all of our data and here we can delete our account. With that said, it is good to know that currently ChatGPT's information is capped to September 2021, meaning it doesn't have any information available of the modern times of what is going on right now. That will change quite soon too, and when it does change, we will update this course accordingly. But that is one of the limitations currently with ChatGPT, and we will show you how to work around that and make it work to your advantage still. So there are multiple ways of using ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you some of the most effective ways, and we're going to call them different modes of using ChatGPT. And the first mode is the most obvious, is the Q&A mode. Basically, you ask a specific question and you get a specific answer. The more specific your question, the more specific the answer. Let's take an easy example. So I'm gonna go ahead and write, who was the 13th president of the United States? Hit enter. So a specific question with a specific answer. Now, let's say that I wanted to take this a little bit further. I wanted to ask a completely different question. The first thing I'm gonna do, because it's gonna be a different topic, is that I am going to name this so that I know what it is about. If I want to keep this, I'm going to call it the 13th president of the United States of America. And then I'm going to move up to new chat. And now I'm just gonna write something a little bit more complicated. When did the Industrial Revolution happen and how has it influenced today's society? This is going to be interesting. And not only are we getting a factual, thorough answer, but we're also getting an answer where ChatGPT is taking its pattern knowledge and taking it slightly further. For example, the second Industrial Revolution, also known as the Technological Revolution, happened from the late 19th century to the early 20th century. This phase saw a major advancement in technology and infrastructure, and it's gonna take it further. So it's not being limited to the first Industrial Revolution. It's not being limited to only take a small piece of information. It takes the question and it looks at it broadly. We're getting a summary down here, and at the end it says, these are just a few ways that the Industrial Revolution has influenced modern society. It was a transformative period in the human history and has shaped many aspects of the current world. What we begin to realize quickly is we have the most knowledgeable piece of intelligence in the world right in front of us that we can ask any question and it can give us any answer to. And these are just 4 questions in themselves. There are so many more modes that we can be using. Let's take a different example. I'm going to go and create a new chat. Other than using questions, which we're going to call the question mode or the Q&A mode, we can also use an instructions mode, meaning we are going to give ChatGPT instructions to create or do something for us. Here's an example. We could, for example, write a short poem about autumn. And this is a completely creative feature. Let's send it away. And here we have the answer. And it's mind-boggling to think that even though ChatGPT just sees patterns and doesn't understand the information, the creativity that it has access to is insane. If you think about it, seeing patterns and creating something completely new, this is an original piece of work. And creating something that's brand new from old patterns, that is what we are doing with our brains as well. When we go to Google, we research information, we take information that we know, and we create it into something new. It's just that ChatGPT is doing that for us. It's amazing. So as we start gathering up our conversations, we need to remember to keep things organized. For the Industrial Revolution, we're going to call it Industrial Revolution. And later on in the course, I'm going to show you how to validate information and fact check everything as well. Whether you're using the free or the plus version, you need to know how to fact check the information that ChatGPT gives you. It will not always be accurate and it will lie sometimes and make up stories just to fit its own narrative. But I'm going to show you how to fact check all of that. And then here I'm going to give this a name for autumn poem. Wonderful. So let's take the instructions a little bit further and make it more complex. Give me the ingredient list together with instructions to cook a vegetable vegetarian moussaka. If you don't know what a moussaka is, it is a Greek dish and it's usually with meat in it. We're asking for a specific recipe and also for ChatGPT to make it vegetarian. This is a very complex instruction to give, so let's see where it takes us. And here we're getting not only the results with the different ingredients for the different parts, but we're also getting instructions for the different parts, for the vegetable layer, for the lentil sauce, for the bechamel sauce, and also how to assemble it. And down here there's a note that says, please ensure all your ingredients are vegetarian friendly. Some cheese contains animal rennet, so you may need to find a more suitable alternative if you are cooking for strict vegetarians. There's an enormous intelligence in all of this. And normally when you are finding information or say a cooking recipe, that is a one-sided information. You find the information, take it or leave it. But here you are in a conversation. So that means if you have questions, you can ask them. If you want to modify, you can modify. We can, for example, say, make it for 20 portions. Maybe we're having a big party, and then send it away. And here we are. We are getting a new recipe, or rather the same recipe, but now adjusted for 20 portions. We're even getting a small disclaimer, or rather some tips in the beginning that says, for a large group of 20 people, you would need to increase the quantities. Please keep in mind that you will also need a larger baking dish or multiple standard sized dishes for this volume of ingredients. So beyond instructions, we can also ask ChatGPT to roleplay. Now the name is already vegetarian moussaka recipe in here, so that's good. So I'm gonna go and create a new chat. And now I'm going to ask ChatGPT to roleplay a character, and this can be used for educational purposes. So you can have discussions with famous figures in order to try to get into their psyche more, for creative endeavors, or just for fun. But honestly, there's so many great things that can come from having ChatGPT roleplay a character, since they have access to all of their work and can mimic the way they think and the way they act. Let me show you. Pretend you are Shakespeare and write a short dialogue. Now, naturally, we would expect ChatGPT to write just like Shakespeare would with this very old language. And let's see what we get. It looks pretty spot on so far. So unfortunately, I'm not equipped with a poetic voice and a skull to be reading to, but you can pause this lecture and read through it. Amazingly, it is truly copying the way that Shakespeare reads. And as we know, it's doing this by recognizing the patterns of the language from all of Shakespeare's work that it has access to. So let's take this even further. Now I'm gonna call this Shakespeare's dialogue. Let's take this even further and create a new chat and make a slightly more complex role-playing character. So I'm going to write, pretend you are Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm about to go to the gym, but I'm feeling unmotivated. Give me an inspiring speech to motivate me and get me to work hard. And here we're getting a response in the true spirit of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it says, listen to me now and believe me later, my friend. Remember when I said that the mind is the limit? As long as your mind can envision the fact, then you can do something. You can do it. As long as you really believe 100%. This is where it gets interesting. I've seen it time and time again. I've seen it in my bodybuilding career. I've seen it in my acting career. I've seen it in my political career. But it all starts with the mind. So we're truly having the most intelligent bot in the world get into the mind of Arnold and give us a reply from Arnold's psyche based on everything he has ever created, and we can use that to our advantage. Now I'm using it for motivation, but I could be asking Carl Jung or Freud for psychological advice. I could be asking a philosopher for their ideas and thoughts. There is no limit in what you can achieve and dive into when you know what to ask ChatGPT. Another useful mode with ChatGPT is having discussions. Discussions are so useful because it allows you to go deep into any subject and learn more things from new perspectives. You can also have a discussion with ChatGPT to learn a language. You can have a discussion in order to practice discussing something. The applications are endless, but let's have a deeper look at this. I'm gonna leave this called Gym Motivational Speech. Gonna go to new chat, and I'm gonna start off by writing, let's discuss the impact of artificial intelligence on society. That's no small topic. Let's see. So here we have a great start of our discussion. It says artificial intelligence has the potential to dramatically impact society in both positive and negative ways. And it talks about the economic impact, the healthcare, the education, environment, having a very sort of unbiased view. And of course, as a discussion, I'll just continue on and I'll ask, what do you think will be the most problematic aspects of AI? and then we can keep going with this discussion. Our discussion continues with thoughtful responses like job displacement. Automation and AI are expected to replace a substantial number of jobs over the next few decades, while new jobs are also being expected to be created. We can continue the discussion. What sort of new jobs do you think AI will create? You know, we can go on and on all day just talking about this subject. So while the discussion is very tempting to just go on, and you can pause the lecture if you want to read through it, let's continue exploring. I've clicked on a new chat here. I think the AI impact on society is a great name, and now let's have a different discussion. Let's say I'm trying to learn French. Have a very basic discussion with me in French so that I may improve my French speaking skills, and I'm gonna send it away. So it's starting off and it's having a simple conversation with me. It says bonjour, comment ça va? Hello, how are you? It's even translating it for me. And I don't really speak French, so this is difficult for me, but I am going to write très bien, et toi? I think that is I'm good, how are you? I'm gonna send it away, continue this discussion to keep learning. So it's saying I'm an artificial intelligence model, so I don't have feelings, but I'm ready to help you. What did you do today? We're already starting an interesting discussion. But what I did today is at the limit of my French skills. But at any rate, you can keep having a discussion where ChatGPT is giving questions to you and you can answer in that language. And if you're struggling, help me with a reply. And then it says, sure, if you want to say I went to work, you can say, I'm not gonna try, but it's helping me out. This is a fantastic way to learn new languages. Another amazing mode to use is simulation. You can simulate any scenario in order to practice it for the real world. That could be a business negotiation, that could be a sales situation, that could be learning how to treat an angry customer. You can simulate those situations with ChatGPT and literally get your practice in for the real world. Let's take an example here. Simulate a customer complaint about a late delivery. And here we're getting an example email, late delivery, order 123456, urgent attention required, and we're getting a pretty angry message from a customer. And then we can just send our message and go back and forth and estimate what the reply will be with different approaches. And then we can transfer these skills for when we get actually angry customers if you are in that situation. So let's take an even more complex situation. Let's say, simulate a house owner who I'm trying to negotiate a good deal on a real estate with. We disagree on the price. He is harsh, but a fair negotiator who wants no less than $200,000 for the house, and I am not willing to go above $150,000. And here we're getting a simulated version where we get to see the owner's response, and here ChatGPT is actually answering for us. So we get to see a play out of the scenario, and you can pause this lecture and read through this. Now let's say that, okay, that's great, I've learned from this, now I want to try it myself. We could continue by writing, let me negotiate with you. You are the owner and I will be me. Send it away. And it says, absolutely, I'd be happy to simulate the role of the homeowner for this negotiation. Please proceed with your opening proposal. So I'm writing, I've seen the kitchen, it stinks. That renovation will already set me back $50,000. I cannot go over $150,000 for the property. So let's see what we're getting. ChatGPT will counter argument, and then we keep going on and I can continue practicing my negotiation skills. Let's move on to the last mode. So the last mode is brainstorming. Brainstorming is an amazing tool to use with ChatGPT where you can take any idea, any vague plan, and have ChatGPT just throw different ideas at you, whether that is extra points to add to your presentation, maybe you have a startup going, maybe you're wondering something about your marketing strategy, maybe you have a friend who is in trouble and you need some pointers on how to deal with the situation. Whatever it might be, this is the next level brainstorming session. So let's start off with a rather simple instruction like this. Brainstorm ideas for an eco-friendly startup. Let's see what we get. If you've ever been trying to create a startup, you will know what a gold mine this is. Look at this. Zero waste grocery delivery, recycled fashion, green construction, eco-friendly cleaning service, solar powered charging stations. The creativity is mind-boggling. And best of all, this is your list based on the instructions that you have given ChatGPT. So it's unique to you. It is not going to be a search result in Google, the first one that everyone is reading, that everyone will be copying. This is unique to you. And finally, to show you the complexity that ChatGPT is capable of, let's add in a lot more specificity and more context. And we're gonna write for a brainstorming session. Brainstorm ideas for a Shopify dropshipping store looking to sell a product within the price range of $20 to $60. I want the item to be durable, but also unique to limit competition. Let's see. And amazingly, here is our results. You can pause the lecture and read through these. And if you want more, then all you need to do is write, "Give me more." That's the insanity of this, that it's just that simple. Ask for more and you will get more. So now you know how ChatGPT works and so many different ways to use it in. If you look to the left, look at all this that we have accomplished in just this short time that we've been spending together. Needless to say, there is an almost endless amount of ways to use ChatGPT. The potential is beyond this world, and we have gathered so much different data on so many different topics. And the craziest thing is, this is just the beginning. Moving on in this course, you will learn about prompt engineering, where you will learn to ask the best questions in order to get the best answers. Prompt engineering is an art and it is a science. When you learn to truly angle your questions in the best way, your mind will be blown over the answers that you can get and the results that ChatGPT can generate for you. Stay excited. See you in the next lecture. Welcome to the prompt engineering section of the course, where you are going to learn to take your ChatGPT skills to the next level. So first of all, what is prompt engineering? Well, prompt engineering is the process of crafting questions or tasks to ChatGPT for helpful and accurate answers. In other words, prompt engineering is the art and science of asking the best possible questions to get the best possible answers. So why is prompt engineering important when you could just be asking any sort of question into ChatGPT? Because it will help you to create better prompts to help you with problem solving, decision making, and learning. In other words, the better you are at crafting your questions, the better answers you will get, and the more time you will save, the better articles you can write, the better tasks you can complete, the better emails you can send out. Anything you're currently doing with ChatGPT will be improved by properly learning prompt engineering, because once again, better questions, better answers, better results. So how do you create better prompts? By being clear on what you want to know, to share specific information, and provide context for better answers. And we're going to show you exactly what we mean by this throughout this section, as you will get a bunch of good versus bad examples of prompt engineering. And this entire section is riddled with different techniques that you can start applying right away. Already in the next lecture, you will be getting a prompt framework that will allow you to write in exactly what your request is and fill in the blanks that we've written out for you to gather whatever information that you need to know simply by writing in the different blanks in the framework. It's basically like a cheat sheet for ChatGPT to ensure that you will always get the answer that you need for your queries. And then you will learn all the most important prompt engineering techniques, such as iteration, the ability to give ChatGPT more context based on the output it has given you to make the answers more and more accurate. And then you will learn all the best prompt engineering techniques, such as prompt priming, the ability to give ChatGPT enough context so that it can give you the best possible answers. And you will learn iterations, where you will give it more context based on the output ChatGPT has given you in order to make accurate answers even more accurate. You will learn the act as technique, where you can have ChatGPT simulate any form of expertise so that all the answers will come through that lens, such as act as a lawyer, act as a digital marketing expert, act as a copywriter. All of the answers through the act as will, through that simulation, give you very different responses based on that profession or niche that you have written in. You will learn the fourth grader technique, where you can take any complex topic, even if it's astrophysics, and have ChatGPT explain it to you like you were a fourth grader. In other words, taking very complex text and simplifying it to the level where you can get a good understanding, whether it's for you or your readers. You will learn how to increase the ChatGPT accuracy by having ChatGPT ask you follow-up questions so that it can fill in all its blanks. You will learn the summarize technique, to take huge amounts of text and have them summarized for you, whether it is for you to learn personally or use in any form of content. You will learn the teach me technique, where ChatGPT will teach you any skill you need to know in a step-by-step fashion so that you can properly learn it. The write like me technique, where ChatGPT will look at your writing or your brand's writing and then adapt to your style so that all the content or all the creative writing that you might be putting out will be constantly in the same voice. You will learn to ask for advice, whether that is in your life questions, whether that is professionally, whether that is what sort of content to put out next, what to write about next, what to do next in your situation. ChatGPT can help advise you. And finally, you will learn advanced prompt engineering and fine-tuning, where you will take all of the information and techniques that you have learned and then learn how to combine them in the best possible way to get the best possible results and fine-tune them based on the result that you're getting from ChatGPT. In other words, once you get to the advanced ChatGPT section, you know that you're in for a treat, because this is where you get to be creative and take all of these prompts to the next level. This will be followed by an advanced prompt engineering assignment where you get to prove to yourself that now you have unlimited possibilities at your hands, because I will request you to do some pretty difficult tasks with ChatGPT and you will be surprised over how easily you can accomplish it. So I hope you're excited. Let's jump in the next lecture where you will get your prompt framework in order to get any sort of response you're looking for instantly by using this cheat sheet. See you in the next lecture.
Hi guys, and welcome back. Inside of this video, we are going to talk about something called prompt priming. What is this and how can we do it in ChatGPT to get the best answers? Let's dive right into it. So prompt priming, what is it? Well, it's a way for us to guide ChatGPT with clear tasks and context for better answers. Basically, as much information as we can give from the background, from our company, from whatever goal we're having with all of these prompts, whatever information that we can give ChatGPT, it will give out a better answer for us, a more specific one. So poor prompt priming, which means basically don't give any information, any background, any context, anything of that sort, that will just lead to generic and irrelevant answers, which makes sense, right? So good prompt priming gives tailored and specific answers that align with your goals. Let me show you how to do just that in ChatGPT. So first of all, let's have a look at an example without prompt priming, how inefficient this could be. So first of all, we're having a text here and I've already written, can you give me some marketing strategies for my shoe brand on Instagram? Then you might say, hey, there are some context in here. I am telling you that I want some marketing strategies for my shoe brand and have it on Instagram. Let's see how generic this answer will be. So here's the answer that we got. It's pretty lengthy, but absolutely here are some marketing strategies that you can use to promote your shoe brand on Instagram. High quality content, yeah, of course, user generated, Instagram stories and reels, Instagram shopping, influencers and partnerships, hashtag strategy, etc., etc. Let's have a look at what answer we are getting with this type of prompt. I'm a shoe brand looking to market on Instagram. Same kind of prompt there, but now we're giving ChatGPT some context, some additional information. To women in Spain between the ages of 25 to 60. What are some effective marketing strategies and best practices for this audience? We are looking for the best practices for this audience in marketing. Let's have a look at what answer we are getting from ChatGPT. So by just comparing this pretty general answer that we got earlier without any context, if I go down here, this is amazing. So the first that we are getting is localize your content. Tailor your content to the Spanish market by incorporating local language, culture, and trends. Age appropriate content. Since your target audience ranges between 25 to 60, make sure to create content that appeals to various age groups within this range. Partner with local influencers. You just see the amazing power of bringing context to ChatGPT about your business, about your brand, maybe your background within job searching, applications, etc. Whatever your goal is, bring context by prompt priming. Here's another example on how powerful prompt priming really is. Now, I'm a recent graduate seeking a job in the tech industry. So already giving some context there. Could you provide some tips and advice on how to create a compelling resume? That's the goal. That's what you would like it to do. And cover letter that will stand out to potential employers? Let's have a look at the answer that we're getting from ChatGPT. So this is so good. Absolutely. Here are some tips for creating a compelling resume and cover letter for the tech industry. And you can see here's the resume. And then here is the cover letter. So first of all, customize your role, tailor your resume to each job application, etc., etc. But really stuck out from me by giving some context that you just graduated. You can see here. If you're recent graduate, you might not have much work experience. This is how powerful it is to give ChatGPT context by prompt priming. You can supplement this by including relevant projects or coursework. Describe what you did, the technologies you used, and what the outcomes were. So ChatGPT basically knows that you are not maybe a favorite for a job position, but by just pointing out the technology that you're using and all different types of things that you can come up with that can make you a favor for this job position, they can help you by doing this. And you can go down even more into depth with this by making them describe a few other things that you can take to your advantage when it comes to job applications, cover letters, resume, etc. So by prompt priming, you will receive way better answers from ChatGPT. Okay, with that said, I'll see you in the next lecture. Hi guys and welcome back. Now inside of this video we are going to talk about iteration in prompt engineering. What is it? How can we use it inside of ChatGPT? Let's dive right into it. First of all, what is iteration? Well, iteration is when we are asking ChatGPT questions until you have the information you need by rephrasing and giving more context. Why are we using it? Well, by asking more questions, you're building a better understanding between the AI, the ChatGPT, and you for more accurate answers. Now, maybe the scary part is that the AI is actually learning about you, about the way that you're asking questions, about the information that you're giving. So it's like collecting all of this information base about you in a conversation, and then based on that information, it can give you basically better answers. It might be scary, but it's super helpful when we're using ChatGPT. So when are we using iterations? Well, if you're sitting on a lot of information but don't know how to get the best answers or formulations possible yourself. So you're having tons of information, but you don't know where to start. How should you write in this little text box all of this information in order so that ChatGPT knows what you are after? That can be really, really hard sometimes. So how are we using this technique? Well, by edit the question until you have the best answer from ChatGPT and provide more context for better result. Now, often ChatGPT works better when you are providing a little bit information at the time. If you're writing maybe a kind of a blog post article kind of thing with 2,000 words, it can be a little bit tricky for ChatGPT to give you the best answer possible. Sometimes you have to take it in different blocks. So basically giving up a small portion of information at a time to receive your goal with the prompt. So let's dive right into ChatGPT and see how we can iterate our prompts. So here is a prompt I wrote with a little bit of context. As you can see, I'm a manager looking to improve my team's collaboration and communication. Can you suggest some strategies to enhance teamwork and create a more productive work environment? Pretty specific. If you need more clarification or ideas, I'll ask further questions. So if ChatGPT need more context from us, you just keep on asking until you're satisfied with the answers that you're getting. So by just prompting this, here's the answer that we got. Absolutely, here are several strategies you can employ to enhance teamwork and create a more productive work environment. So reading through this, set clear goals and expectations, improve communications, foster trust and mutual respect, encourage collaboration, provide constructive feedback, etc., etc. Now, if you are not satisfied with this answer, or you're feeling like, oh, I missed out on giving this type of information, either you can go ahead and rewrite it down here by sending a new message, or you can write, I forgot to tell you that I'm a manager in the tech industry, etc. Instead of writing all of this text down here, what you can do instead is you can actually go into your prompt. As you can see here, you have a little edit box here, and then you can go in here and edit it right away to get another answer, more specific answer that is more tailored towards what you're searching for. So here you can instead go in and like iterate this by doing and then you can write tech manager, for example. Just have a look at your prompt and ask yourself, how can I add more context to get a better answer? So I'm a tech manager looking to improve my team's collaboration. So you're telling that you're having a team that you would like to get a better collaboration and communication. So I'm a manager, for example, of 12 people looking to improve. So just add in more context to this if you're having information to get a better answer, and then click on save and submit. And as you can see, ChatGPT happily are generating another answer to you. So as you can see, it looks totally different. Clear communication, set goal and expectations. It's kind of the same, but it will be more catered towards the information that you're giving out. So this is one way to do it. The other way is just to keep on asking more and more questions, adding in more and more context and using this type of method like this. So here you can see that we have use technology, which is 1 out of 10 different points on collaboration and teamwork. And here it says utilize appropriate collaboration tools and project management software. So now we can just take this and copy it and paste it in here. Please share appropriate collaboration tools and project management software. Make a list of the top 5 to use for my team of 12 people. And then you just keep on asking how you can really improve the environment, the communication, and the collaboration between you and your colleagues or employees. This is a great way to just keep on asking questions and edit them to get the best possible answers. Let's have a look at the output. So basically, by just edit your questions, add in a more detailed context here, you are getting better answers. So you can do that. That's the first step, to edit your first question. Or you can just ask upon the answers that you're getting more questions. So please share appropriate collaboration tools and project management softwares. Make a list of 5. And here you can see it's suggesting Slack, Microsoft Teams, Asana, Trello, Jira, and Workspace, a lot of different tools. So by just iterating your question, basically editing your questions and making it more specific, adding in some context and background information, you're getting better answers with ChatGPT. Use this technique. Good luck. I'll see you in the next one. Welcome back to the course. Now inside of this video, we are going to cover another prompt technique called act as. What is it? How are we using it in ChatGPT? Let's dive right into it. Now, act as, what does it mean? Well, it's a technique where we are asking ChatGPT to simulate the expertise of a specific professional. Why are we using this technique? Well, to access specialized and targeted answers from a simulated expert to save both time and resources. When are we using this technique? When you need expert guidance from an expert's perspective. Now, if you are asking ChatGPT, as you will find out in a second here, when I am going into ChatGPT and showing you this, if you're asking it a general question without any background, without it acting as an expert, you will get one answer. But if you are asking ChatGPT to act as an expert within a certain field or topic or subject, whatever, you will notice that you will get a specialized and more specific answer. How are we doing this? Well, by asking ChatGPT to act as a specific expert, providing the necessary context and information needed. So let's dive right into ChatGPT and have a look at it. Let's just ask ChatGPT a pretty general question. Give me 3 strategies to improve time management skills. Let's see what the output will be. So just by skimming through here, we can see that prioritize your tasks, use a system like Eisenhower box, and distinguish between tasks that are important and not important. So yes, ChatGPT, if you're asking a pretty general question, it will do a great job here. here. Use time blocking, leverage technology, etc. But if you're reading through here, it's pretty general. I would say the answer, it's really, really good, but it's pretty general if you compare it to this kind of prompt. Act as a productivity coach. And here was the prompt before. Give me 3 strategies to improve time management skills. But here we're asking it to act as a productivity coach. Let's have a look at the answer or the output that we're getting from ChatGPT when we're asking it to act as an expert in a certain field. Okay, so this is super impressive. While asking a pretty general question like give me 3 strategies to improve time management skills, and we are giving the answer leveraging technology. There are many apps and tools available, but they're not giving us a specific tool to really improve our time management skills. But if I'm asking it to act as a productivity coach instead, I'm right away getting the Pomodoro technique. This technique involves working for a set of a month of time, usually 25 minutes, then taking a short break of 5 minutes and then repeating the process. So we're getting a lot more details in the answers when we are asking it to act as an expert within a field. It's amazing how these small twitches, how these small prompting techniques can really help you get better answers to your questions. So definitely go in and use this technique. I'll see you in the next video. Hi guys, and welcome back to the prompt engineering section. Now, to jumpstart your prompts with ChatGPT, we would like to give you a framework which you basically can just copy and paste into ChatGPT. Just add in your details there and you will get great prompts from it. Let's dive right into it. So first of all, let's just cover all of the steps you need to take in order to get this prompt as good as possible so that you will get the best possible answers from ChatGPT. First off, we need to define the task, meaning that we need to identify the specific action or goal for the prompt. What are the goal with the prompt? What would you like to get from ChatGPT? After that's done, we need to give it some clear instructions, pretty much outline guidelines or rules for ChatGPT to follow. How long would you like that article to be? That video scripts, 2-3 minutes. How many words in that article? 200-300 words? That's what you need to give it. And then we need to offer some context. Pretty much give background information, give some examples or scenarios of relevance for ChatGPT to give you the best possible answers. To understand maybe your company, your business and brand, etc., what your goals with marketing is, what you have achieved before, etc., etc. And then we have the total prompt framework template here. First of all, we have the subject, we have the task, we have the instructions, and then we have the context. So let me just show you how you can copy this and paste it into ChatGPT and just rewrite it with your own words, with your own subject, task, instructions, and context to get the best possible answers from ChatGPT. Let's dive right into it. All right, so now we are in ChatGPT. So here you can see all of the things that you need to customize after your needs and your subjects, etc. So first of all, here are the frameworks: subject, task, instructions, and then context. So let's just start by filling in all of these. So first of all, you would like to write the subject. And for this example, I'm taking eco-friendly cleaning products. Let's say I am a business selling eco-friendly cleaning products. What do I want ChatGPT to do for me? Well, sell a ton of products, of course, but what task do we want to give ChatGPT? For this, I'm going to make the task write me a blog post to my website about eco-friendly products. But not only eco-friendly products, we would like it to be about eco-friendly cleaning products. So here you see, you need to be precise of what you're asking ChatGPT to do for you. Then let's continue with the instructions. This is super critical for your prompts. Now, first of all, the and then type of content. So this could be anything from a YouTube video, it could be anything from a blog post, it could also be a job application or whatever you want ChatGPT to do for you. So in here, I am going to write blog post again. Blog post. The blog post should be between and then the word count. How long would you like it to be? For me, I would say 500 to 700 words. And then I would like it to be written in a tone. So if you're having a brand, a business, a company, anything, and you are doing a lot of marketing, you maybe are doing marketing on Instagram and YouTube, maybe your blog, etc. You would like to keep that tone of voice consistent. So if you know your tone of voice, then let it know it here. If you don't, you can write something like written in a informative and persuasive tone. That's a good way to start. You don't need to know everything about your brand identity and stuff like that to write this. And include at least, and here is just completely free. Be creative here. So I have written in here number or specific details. So if you would like it to include maybe 3 biggest benefits of using eco-friendly cleaning products, then write that in here. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So include at least 3 benefits of using eco-friendly cleaning products. And then lastly, we have the context, basically some background information of maybe your company business or maybe for your job application, whatever information you're having to give to ChatGPT. Here is where you're giving that, because as much information you can give to ChatGPT, the better answer you will get from ChatGPT. That's how simple it is. So here we have, imagine you are creating this type of content. Once again, it's a bit repetitive, but that's only good. This blog post for the company. Now it could be either the company name, but it's better to give it some context. For example, imagine you are creating this blog post for a company selling eco-friendly cleaning products. And then to who are you selling? This is your targeted audience. Who are you trying to aim? Is it a job interviewer or is it a specific targeted audience for your email campaigns or for your blog posts, etc.? So here is the targeted audience, and this could be really good to write in. So let's write in targeted audience, targeting people looking for eco-friendly alternatives to the traditional cleaning products. So here you can see that we have already pasted in all of the details. First of all, the subject here, eco-friendly cleaning products, then the task, write me a blog post about eco-friendly cleaning products, and then the instructions. The blog post should be between 500 to 700 words, written in an informative and persuasive tone, and include at least 3 benefits of using eco-friendly cleaning products. And then the context. Imagine we are trying to put them in a scenario that they are working for our company. So imagine you're creating this blog post for a company selling eco-friendly cleaning products, targeting people looking for eco-friendly alternatives to the traditional cleaning products. Let's see what the answer will be. So here is our prompt, and then here is the answer. And the title goes, Unleashing the Power of Green, the Revolution of Eco-Friendly Cleaning Products. And then you can see that it has structured the blog post beautifully. 1, protect our waterways, improve indoor air quality, safe for all, etc. Now, if you would like it to include backlinks to another article or anything else like that, you just write it in either in the context here or in the instructions here. Let's go over a few more examples on how you can use this template. So let's say that you would like ChatGPT to write you a job application cover letter. So write a cover letter for a job application in the marketing industry. And then the instructions, the letter should be between 300 to 500 words, written in a professional and enthusiastic tone, and include at least 2 examples of relevant experience and skills. Context. Imagine you're writing this letter for a job application at a marketing agency targeting hiring managers who are looking for a candidate with a strong marketing background and passion for the industry. So you can see how powerful this is. I can just click on enter here to generate an answer from ChatGPT, and it will write this application for a marketing specialist position for me, a cover letter. How awesome is this? Now go to the resources, download this template, this framework, so you can jumpstart your prompt engineering. Good luck. I'll see you in the next one. Welcome back to the course. Now we are going to dive into one of the favorite techniques of me and Robin, which is called the fourth grader. Let's dive right into what it is and how we can use it in our prompts to get better outputs. Let's dive right into it. Now the fourth grader, what is it? Well, it's us asking ChatGPT to simplify complex concepts for easy understanding. Why are we using it? Well, to make complex ideas accessible to all levels of expertise. So if you're having something that are super complex, maybe an article or blog post or whatever it might be, you can ask ChatGPT to explain it to you as you were a fourth grader. When are we using this? When we are talking to a diverse audience to ensure clear and easy to understand information for everyone. So if you're having an audience, maybe you're having a speech and you know that the levels of expertise is everything from beginner to intermediate to advanced, then you can definitely use this technique to have your speech written in an easy to understand style. Well, how are we using this technique? Well, by asking ChatGPT to simplify a concept as you were a child. Let's dive right into ChatGPT and have a look at the fourth grader technique. All right, so here we are in ChatGPT. Now, let me just paste this in. Describe the Pomodoro technique and its benefits for time management. Let's have a look at the answer without using this prompt technique. Now, skimming through this by not using the fourth grader technique here, describe the Pomodoro technique and its benefits for time management. The Pomodoro technique is a time management method developed by, and then it's really simple language already. Choose a task, set a timer, work on the task. It's really breaking down really good here from ChatGPT. But let's have a look at this version compared to explain it to a fourth grader. And let's see if it does a better job explaining this concept for a fourth grader. Wow, I'm so amazed with ChatGPT. Look at this. First of all, we're getting background history, all of that, and then we're getting a pretty lengthy text, I would say. Even though, as I mentioned before, it's pretty simple outlaid, I like how it is. But if you're having a concept that are super complex, then I would definitely prefer this answer instead. So I just wrote, explain it to a fourth grader, and it says, sure, let's simplify it a bit. The Pomodoro technique is like a fun game to help you finish your homework or any task faster. Here's how to play it. And you can see it's in 5 points. It's super short and condensed. The information is so easy to just consume. So if you're having lengthy articles, you're having lengthy homework, or you're having assignments that are super complex, or a subject that you don't understand at all, try this technique. Let's go over another example so you can really see how powerful the fourth grader technique is and why it's mine and Robin's favorite of all techniques. So this time we have discussed the benefits of setting SMART goals for personal growth. Let's see what output we're getting here. So, discuss the benefits of setting SMART goals for personal growth. This is the text that we are getting. It's really good, well done by ChatGPT, but it's pretty lengthy and it's pretty complicated if you have never read anything about this. So if this is a new concept for you, it can be hard to really read through here and understand what it's about. So let's simplify it by asking, explain it to a fourth grader. And let's see what output we're getting now. So let's just read out here. So the first one, before we asked for as a fourth grader, we had the specific. When goals are specific, they provide a clear direction. This means you know exactly what you need to do to achieve the goal. For instance, instead of saying, I want to read more, a specific goal would be, I would read 1 book per month. This clear direction can make it easier to stay motivated and to recognize when you achieve your goal. This is pretty clear, I would say. Let's have a look at what the prompt explain it to a fourth grader would say on specific. So specific, once again, this means your goal should tell exactly what you want to do. Instead of saying, I want to be better at math, a specific goal would be, I want to learn my multiplication tables up to 10. So it was pretty similar here, I would say, but as you can see in the beginning, it's really densing down all of this text. It's pretty lengthy, I would say, to just one sentence. So if you're having complex information, maybe you are studying for a new job, maybe you're studying in school, whatever it might be, it can be about marketing concepts. So if you would like to understand SEO better or whatever it might be, if you're having something that is super complex for you, information that you have never read about or you don't know anything about, then just write in explain it to a fourth grader and you will get a more condensed explanation. It will be much easier for you to consume the information and to remember the information. So use the fourth grader technique when you're having something that are complex for you to learn. See you in the next video. Hi guys and welcome back. Now we are ready to go into the next prompting technique called follow-up questions. What is it? How do we use it? Let's dive right into it. Now, what do we mean with follow-up questions? This might be clear, but what do we really mean with follow-up questions in ChatGPT? Well, it's a way for us to encourage ChatGPT to go deeper into topics by asking you questions. So instead of iterate things where we are asking more and more questions to get answers, we are asking ChatGPT to do it for us. So if they need something more, they should ask questions. Now, why are we using this? Well, to get a deeper understanding of complex ideas and make smarter decisions. So if something is complex, then we just ask ChatGPT to ask us more questions so that they will receive more information so that we can make smarter decisions. Smart, right? So next one is when. When you have complex topics or topics you want to dive deep into to get detailed information, we are once again asking them to ask us questions so that we can get detailed information. How are we using this? Well, by asking ChatGPT to ask you questions until it has all the information needed to provide best answers. So let's dive right into ChatGPT to have a look on this technique. So here's the example prompt. Tell me how to put together information from different places to understand something better. And then you can write, if you need more information, ask me follow-up questions. And then you just send that prompt. Okay, so now the conversation is up and running. So tell me about how to put together information from different places to understand something better. If you need more information, ask me follow-up questions. So I got a really good answer here. To put together information from different sources to understand something better, you can follow a systematic approach. Here are some steps that you might want to consider. And it gave me 7 great steps. And then it asks me, could you please specify the topic or subject you are interested in? This way I can provide more specific advice tailored to your needs. This is exactly what we are looking for. Tailored answers to our needs. So it's starting to ask us questions. So I can continue on this. So could you please specify the topic or subject that you're interested in? And we can write, I am to become a student studying bookkeeping and accounting. And then you can send that off. and see what answers we are getting. So you're getting more specific answers the more information you're giving. And by letting ChatGPT ask you all of these questions, you don't have to come up with the questions or the information yourself, because they are drawing out that information from your brain. So this is a great way to become more specific with all of your answers. You don't have to have all of the answers, because ChatGPT is going to ask you all of the questions so that you can get more specific answers to your questions. This is so good and so effective. Excellent. Now that we have a specific field, I can guide you on how to gather information from different sources to better understand bookkeeping and accounting. Here are some steps you might consider. Define specific topics. So here you can see tax, accounting, textbook, online course materials, scholarly articles. It's a lot of like study language in here. So you can see how specific you can become by letting ChatGPT ask you questions. The only thing you have to add at the end is this: if you need more information, ask me follow-up questions. And that's exactly what it did. You can see if I scroll up here, could you please specify the topic or subject you are interested in? This way I can provide more specific advice tailored to your needs. And that's exactly what we got when we just answered their questions. So use this follow-up questions technique whenever you feel like you can't really structure the information and you don't really know exactly what you're looking for. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Welcome back to the next video, where we are going to let ChatGPT summarize text, reviews, articles, videos, and all of that good stuff for us so that we can save more time and do more productive stuff. Let's dive right into it. So summarize, how does this technique work? Well, it's basically us asking ChatGPT to condense large and complicated information into something short and easy to understand. Why? Well, to save time and get key points from complex and lengthy texts and videos fast. Well, when are we using this? Well, when you need an overview, make content shorter for social media, get key points from videos, or scan through reviews. How are we going to use this? Well, by giving ChatGPT articles, videos, and reviews to summarize and get tips on improving and getting better data. Let's dive right into ChatGPT and have a look at how we can do this. I hope this will blow your mind. So first of all, we need to give ChatGPT a task, and the task is to take this is an older article, as you can see, from 2022, but we are going to just copy all of this text, because imagine reading through this text. It will take quite a few minutes to do. As you can see, it's lengthy and pretty complex with all types of terms, etc. So I'm going to go over here to ChatGPT. I'm going to ask it, before I paste this text in, summarize this article with the key points in a number form. And then I'm just going to paste in all of this text. And as you can see, it starts to work right away. But when you're doing this with articles and stuff like this, you need to go back to the article and really see that it takes the right information from this page. So it's always up to you to double check that the information is correct, etc. So as you can see, it's throwing out all of the 10 key points, as you can see here. Amazing, right? And as you can see, it's still a bit of reading. So if you would like to condense this even more to save even more money, you just ask it to write one sentence per key point. One sentence per key point. Look at this. This is one sentence per key point. So this is how you take all of these lengthy texts, as you can see, all of this complex and lengthy text. And if it was more complex, what you can do is you can go over here and ask it and combine this with explain it to a fourth grader. You see how creative you can be with ChatGPT. This is amazing. As you can see here, all of this lengthy text that I'm scrubbing through here, as you can see, I'm scrolling to this. one sentence per key point. So this is a great technique. Let's have a look at the next technique on how you can take, instead of spending minutes or hours even on YouTube, you can take the transcripts from the video and ask the same thing. Let me show you how it's done. So the only thing you need is go to the video, click on these three dots here and click on show transcript. Go up here somewhere, click, hold in the button, hold it in, and just scroll down all the way here. Right click, click on copy, go over here, and then write the same thing. Summarize this transcript to the key points. And then you just jump down a couple of rows and then click on paste and then let ChatGPT do its magic. So here is all the transcript of everything that we're talking about in this video. So I'm just asking it politely to just summarize this video for me in key points. And as you can see, it's doing this in a list style. As you can see, it's so beautiful. So you can see here are the key points. Talking about online courses are profitable with the potential to impact other lives and teach about various topics, digital assets, membership sites, digital templates, music and art, digital services. This is amazing. So all of these video scripts, I didn't have to spend minutes on this. As you can see, this video was 8 minutes long. I didn't have to spend all of that time on that video to get the key points from this video. And this is what you can do. You basically just go over to YouTube, click on the three dots, and then you just copy all of the transcript and let it summarize it for you. So now we have one more thing for you business owners out there or marketers that you can really do. You can take reviews and you can copy all of the bad or the good reviews of a company, and you can ask it to give you tips on how you can improve this for your business. Let's go and have a look at how to do just that. So I just went here to Trustpilot and went to a brand called Lululemon Athletica. And as you can see, there are pretty bad reviews on Trustpilot. But what I can do is I can go in and look at my competitors' weaknesses by just clicking here, for example, on 1-star reviews. And then I could, oh, this doesn't look good. And then I can just take all of this by holding in down on my mouse and just taking the first page like that. And then I can just copy all of this. So it will copy all of this text. As you can see, there are tons and tons of pages. And I think there are between 500 to 2000 word limit on ChatGPT currently for one prompt, up to 4000, something like that. They are trying to expand this over time. So maybe when you're watching this, you can copy a lot of text in, but just keep in mind that sometimes you won't get prompts. So sometimes you have to copy and paste in at different times, so a little bit at a time. So let's take all of this text, it's copied, and then I'm going here, and then you would like to ask it to summarize this for you and maybe give you some pointers on what you can do better as a competitor. So summarize all these reviews and give me the most common problems people are complaining at, and give me tips on how I, as an competitor, you see what I'm doing here, can do this better for my customers. Awesome, right? So summarize all these reviews and give me the most common problems people are complaining at, and give me tips on how I, as a competitor, can do this better for my customers. I'm jumping down 2 rows, and then I'm just going to paste all of those reviews in and let ChatGPT give me advice and come up with all of the bad reviews summarized for me. So here are the common problems in the reviews: poor customer service, delivery issues, quality of products, refunds and return policy issues. And you can see with a little text here as well, explaining, summarizing for me what the issues are. Problems with gift cards. So those are the most common problems. Okay, so this information alone can give you a lot, but just by doing like I did to have tips for improvements, as you can see here, they added that in for me. So I know how I can use this information to improve the quality of service, products, etc. in my company. So tips for improvements. Improve customer service, and it says invest in a well-trained customer service team who can quickly and efficiently solve customers' problems, etc., etc. Here you go. Smooth delivery processes, maintaining high quality of products, clear and fair returns and refund policies, reliable gift card system, prompt response to compliance. So this is an amazing way. First, we have the article, summarize an article in one sentence per key point. Take that with you for sure. Transcript of a video, instead of sitting for minutes and minutes or hours and hours, take the transcripts and let ChatGPT do the work for you. Summarize the video with key points. If you're having a company, go into their company's review or your competition's reviews, just copy all of those reviews, paste those in. You can also do this with good reviews. So what are this company doing that is so good? So you know that, okay, I really need to do this as well to compete with this. And then you just look at loopholes in the company. What are they doing bad? What can you do better there? Ask ChatGPT for those answers. Awesome, guys. So I'll see you in the next one. Hi guys, and welcome back to the course. Now inside of this video, we are going to go over an prompt technique called Teach Me. What is it and how can we use it? Well, let's dive right into it. First question, what is Teach Me? Well, of course, it's a bit like it sounds. Ask ChatGPT for step-by-step instructions to learn new skills or expand knowledge. Just like you're doing here, you're sitting here watching this video on me explaining to you how to do prompt engineering on ChatGPT. You could do the same, asking ChatGPT how to do prompt engineering, but in text format. Now, why should you do this? Well, to grow your knowledge base in specific fields to stay up to date. When should you do this? When you're looking to learn new tools or softwares and are looking for a quick guide. As you saw in a video back, summarize, this is quite the same thing. You're getting a summarize of how you can learn a few things, which is awesome. How are we going to do this? Well, by asking ChatGPT for step-by-step instructions, include the goal you have and the level of your current skills. Super important. Let's go ahead and dive into ChatGPT and see on how ChatGPT can teach me things. So here's a great prompt. So teach me. As a complete beginner, you're telling them the skill level that you are at so that they know that, hey, you need some beginner-friendly material in the beginning so that you really can learn this. How to use Premiere Pro, which is an Adobe program where you can edit videos, to edit marketing videos for Instagram step by step. So let's have a look at how ChatGPT can teach me this in steps in text. Okay, so here's the answer that we got. Sure, I'll guide you through the basic process of creating a video for Instagram using Adobe Premiere Pro. Since you are a complete beginner, giving out here the skill level of yourself is going to guide the ChatGPT better to give you a better answer. I'll start from the very beginning. So first off, they want us to install and open Adobe Premiere Pro, which is the program, and then they are going into creating a new project and naming it and giving out the location, render and everything, exporting and all of that good stuff, which is for a beginner. And then they are going over to import the media, creating a sequence, adding clips to the timeline. So we are really here at the beginning of your journey. So this is great information. They are also going over frames per second and all of that good stuff, which you need to learn as a beginner in Premiere Pro. And then they are also adding transitions, text, adding music, and then all the way to exporting the video. So for you as a beginner, if you are not watching a lot of videos or you won't like to have it in text or whatever reason, this is great stuff. But let's say that you are not a beginner, you are a professional, then it can look like this. Teach me as a video editor professional how to use Premiere Pro to edit marketing videos for Instagram step by step. And here I wrote, you don't need to include anything about installing the program or importing the video. Let's see what type of guide we're getting now. Okay, so there we got the answer. Sure, let's dive into a more advanced tutorial for creating Instagram marketing videos in Adobe Premiere Pro. So instead of, if I'm scrolling up here to the beginner's guide, install and open Adobe Premiere Pro, they assume that we already have it downloaded. So it starts with setting up a new project. And of course, this is also for beginners, but here's the good thing. Look at this. So typical is square video or vertical. So here you can see that it's giving out the pixels on how long and how wide the thing should be, which is awesome. And then it just keep on giving out more advanced tips like organizing your media, because if you're having a project and you are editing videos, you have video files, you maybe have audio, maybe you have some b-rolls, which means like some cool transitions and some more media that you put in, maybe some images and text and all of that good stuff. So it just shows us how we can do this more efficiently. And then it's just go down and talk about advanced transitions, color correction and grading. So you can see by just adding in what level you are at, you can get better information. So if you are learning a software or a tool, just by using this teach me technique, you can get a guide super fast with ChatGPT. So I really encourage you to use this whenever you are wanting to learn a software or a tool, or maybe you would like to learn a new subject. So then you can just teach me how to do software engineering or oil painting or whatever it might be. So by just telling ChatGPT, hey, I'm a beginner, I'm an intermediate, or I'm an advanced at this, could you please teach me how to? ChatGPT will definitely teach you how to do that. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video. Hi there and a warm welcome back to this section of prompt engineering. Inside of this video, we are going to talk about another technique called write like me. What is it? How are we using it in ChatGPT? Well, let's answer those questions and let's dive right into the video. So, write like me. What is it? Well, it's us asking ChatGPT to copy yours or your brand's writing style. Why? Well, to create a strong brand identity and build trust and connection with your audience. Your audience can be that you're running a business, for example, and you're having a particular audience, or you're writing different types of letters within your company and you're having one type of style and you would like to shorten that process by letting ChatGPT help you out. So when are we going to use this? When creating content, for example, letters within your companies, it can be marketing posts, or it could be copywriting in your e-commerce store, whatever it could be, that aligns with your brand identity across channels. How? Well, to show ChatGPT examples of writing style or brand voice, including tone, acts, and special words. We definitely would like it to copy what you already write like. That's the key here. So let's dive right into ChatGPT and see how this is possible. All right, so here we have the prompt. Write a cover letter for a marketing position using the same writing style and tone found in my resume and previous cover letters. And then, of course, I'm going to jump down a couple of rows and write example. And then I'm going to paste in an example. And then sincerely, Jesper. So here's an example. Let's see how it's going to copy my style. So let's just go ahead and look at the similarities in these two cover letters. So here we have Dear Hiring Manager, starting the same. Maybe you would like to change a couple of things when you are doing this because you would like to make it more personal towards the hiring manager in this case. And then these were the first one. I am writing to express my enthusiastic interest in the marketing position in SEO currently available at your company. So the tone of voice here is clearly enthusiastic, happy, exciting, and stuff like that. Let's see if ChatGPT can write like me. ChatGPT wrote, I am delighted, which is also a way of being happy and exciting, to submit my application for the available marketing position at your esteemed organization. And then it continues and continues. But just in the beginning here, I can see that it's copying my style, which is super cool. And then you can just read this through word by word. And then, of course, you can go in and just take all of this text, as you can see here, that it is written. Warm regards, as you can see here, and then Jesper instead of sincerely. So it has changed up a little bit of things, but it just keeps my style of writing. And you can do this for different types of things. Let me give you another example. So here I have written another example. Write a social media post promoting our latest product using the same writing style and tone found in our previous post. And of course, I need to give them some context. I need to give them this post. And you don't need to give them posts all the time. If you've done this one time and you have it in one conversation up here, as you can see, there are several different conversations here. For example, here, marketing job inquiry, as it says here. Then you don't have to redo this all the time because ChatGPT will remember your tone of voice. It will remember the conversation that you are within. So if I wanted to write a social media post promoting our latest products, I need to just give them something to refer to here. So I'm just going to give them that. So I'm going to paste in, this is our latest post, for example, and then I can just go down here and write like this. Awesome. So it gave me another one. So summer is here and we've got just the thing to elevate your style. Our newest collection of sunglasses has arrived and it's packed with a variety of classic and trendy frames to suit every taste. And if you think this is too long, I think this is too lengthy, I would just make it shorter and it will definitely do that for you. As you can see, upgrade your summer style with our latest sunglasses collection. From aviators to cat eye frames, our polarized lenses will protect your eyes and elevate your look. Visit us today to find your perfect pair, summer shades. And you can see it already added in some emojis in here because hey, it's Instagram, right? Or it's social media at least, and then you need those emojis, don't you? But you can see if you're giving some context and you're asking ChatGPT to write like me, then you will stay consistent all over the internet. If you are running a business, this is super important so that whenever somebody is reading, for example, a blog post from you, they feel like, oh, this is you, this is this company that's writing this, so that you can stay then consistent on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or wherever you are doing marketing. And this, as you saw in the beginning, can also be really, really good if you're writing, for example, cover letters for a marketing position or any other type of job that you are searching. Then it can definitely help you to stay consistent with your tone of voice. If you're enthusiastic, if you are happy and all of that good stuff, then just write in. Give ChatGPT something to write upon so that they can write as you. Okay, good luck. I'll see you in the next one. Hi guys, and welcome back to yet another prompt engineering technique. Now inside of this video, we are going to cover something called ask for advice. What is it and how to use it? Let's dive right into it. First question, what is ask for advice good for? Well, it is like asking a friend for help or suggestions when you have a problem. We as human beings are having a lot of conflicting thoughts in our everyday life, in our business, etc. So by asking a friend for advice can help you come closer to a solution. Why are we using this? Well, to get information for problem solving, for decision making, or understanding different perspectives, which is super handy. And when are we going to use this? When you need assistance for example, chat support if you're running a business, for a Q&A section if you're having something like that on a website, or seek guidance in decisions. Now, how can we use this? Well, by asking ChatGPT for advice on a matter, include context and the necessary information needed for ChatGPT to give you the best answer possible. Let's dive right into ChatGPT and go over a few examples on how you can use just this. Now, one way of using this is, for example, like this prompt here. I'm having trouble finding reliable sources for my research paper. Well, that's a big problem, right? Because there's a lot of information online. There's a lot of information from ChatGPT, but how can you really find reliable resources on climate change? Can you give me some advice on how to locate and evaluate credible sources? Let's have a look at what ChatGPT answers here. Wow, this is amazing. Absolutely, here are some steps you can follow to locate and evaluate credible sources for your research paper on climate change. Utilize reputable search engines, identify primary and secondary sources, look for peer-reviewed publications. So you see, ChatGPT is really trustworthy here, in my opinion, because they are only giving out sources that are with credentials, that is objectively publications, and all of that good stuff. And look at the sources that they are giving. Here are some sources, specific sources: NASA, NOAA, WMO. So this can really help you if you're looking for sources. If you're a student, for example, and you are looking for reliable sources of information, this is a great question. So let's have a look at another example of how you can utilize this technique by asking for advice. Here's another way to use this technique. So here's an example prompt. I'm struggling with time management, which we all do, right? Netflix, Instagram, TikTok, there's a lot of things that can distract us today, and often feel overwhelmed with my workload. What advice can you give me to improve my time management skills? Let's have a look at what ChatGPT give us here, because we all are struggling with time management skills, and this is like a friend asking for advice. So let's have a look at what ChatGPT can give us here. So the question was, I'm struggling with time management and often feel overwhelmed on my workload. What can I do to improve my time management skills? And here is a full list of it. Prioritize tasks, set clear goals, etc., etc. It's really good and in-depth. But if I would like to maybe make this more dense, I could ask them to make it 50% shorter, please. And let's see what it gives us. Absolutely. Here's a condensed version of the time management advice. And as you can see, it's way shorter already. We're already at 5, 6. You see, it's so fast, this machine. This can really help us in our everyday life, in our business, and all of that good stuff. I really love ChatGPT. And as you can see, it's way easier to condense and to read out this information. And if you want it to be even lengthier explanation, you can take this version, or you can just ask it to be more in-depth with the information. But this is giving you a pretty good overview of how you can manage your time management skills. Let's have a look at one more example on how you can use this. All right, so let's say that you are running a marketing agency. So it could be, one of our customers is struggling with low organic reach on social media. What advice can you give to help them improve it? Let's see what it will answer. Once again, we're asking for, here you can see, what advice can you give me? Not what answer, what advice can you give me? Let's have a look at what we're getting from ChatGPT. Super excited, actually. So we asked, our customers is struggling with low organic reach on social media. What advice can you give us? Absolutely. Improving organic reach on social media can be challenging, but here are some strategies that could help. Understand your audience. Identify who your targeted audience is. Well, that's a good start. Create quality content. Always a good thing. Use the right keywords and hashtags. Engage with your audience. Leverage. If you were here to ask a more specific question, what your audience size is, maybe what your age group was that you're targeting, maybe the country or the product that you're selling, etc., you will give better answers. The more specific, the more context that you can give, the more information that you can give ChatGPT, the better the answer will be. But this is a great technique to ask for advice. That's exactly what we're doing. And here we're getting a lot of different types of answers and varieties of ways of how you can improve whatever you are doing. So this is a time saver for sure. If you don't have a friend beside you, you can ask ChatGPT to advise you on whatever you are running in as issues. So without further ado, I'll see you in the next video.
Welcome back. In this lecture, you're going to be learning about advanced prompt engineering and fine-tuning. So first things first, what is it? Well, advanced prompt engineering involves using more complex methods to guide ChatGPT's responses. So reasonably, you might wonder, what are more complex methods? Well, we're referring to two things here. Number one, learning to use the different techniques that you've been learning about earlier in this section and learning how to combine them to get the desired result. And number two, learning to use modifiers on those different techniques to get your desired result. For example, if you are using the fourth grade grader technique, which means you're getting a complex text explained to you like you're a fourth grader, you might find that the result you're getting is too simplistic. So what you can do is you can start scaling it up and use a technique like explain it to me like I'm a sixth grader, a seventh grader, an eighth grader, and just scale up that complexity until you hit your sweet spot. So that is how we start becoming advanced at prompt engineering, realizing the toolbox we have and adapting it. So why should we be using advanced prompt engineering? Well, to gain better control over AI outputs, enhancing accuracy and relevance. And this is all just a fancy way of saying the better we are with our prompt engineering, the better results we are going to get from ChatGPT. Your answers will only be as good as the questions you pose, and prompt engineering is all about getting the questions right. So when is basic prompt engineering not enough, and when do you need to use more advanced skills? When basic prompts are not yielding the desired results, or for more complex queries. So basically, whenever you're using any of the previous methods and you're finding that it's too limited, you're not getting the result you're looking for, that's when you need to start fine-tuning, meaning you need to start realizing that maybe this technique isn't working, or maybe you need to combine the technique you're using together with a different technique. And of course, complex queries might be that you're writing an article and you're looking for different tones of voices for different sections. Maybe the introduction needs to be simplistic, maybe the middle part needs to be more advanced, and maybe you need a bullet pointed conclusion at the end. All of this is going to require different types of prompt techniques in order to achieve that result. And so how are we going to get advanced at prompt engineering? By understanding AI's mechanism, which you've been learning all about, you can manipulate prompts for better context, tone, or detail. And that's exactly it. You've been learning a bunch of different techniques. Now you're going to learn how to combine them, what results you will get when you combine them, and then how to fine-tune the techniques. In other words, change them up based on the results that ChatGPT is giving you. So first, I'm going to be writing an article using advanced prompt engineering and showing you what it might look like. And then you are going to get your hands dirty and get some assignments where you will get to do the same. So let's get started. So we're gonna need two things in order to start writing our article, and you can do this with me or you can just watch me do it. Doesn't matter. In the next lecture, you're gonna get an assignment. You will be getting your hands dirty anyway. But we're going to start off. We need, of course, ChatGPT, and it doesn't matter if you use the free version or the plus version, they work just as good. And then also we're going to need somewhere to put the text in. I'm going to be using Google Documents. Doesn't matter if you're using MacBook Pages, PC, Microsoft Office, doesn't matter what you're using, just whatever text document. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to be writing an article about AI's impact on healthcare, and I have a prompt prepared here. So first, let's look at the prompt and then dissect it. Act as a healthcare expert. Summarize the influence of AI technologies in the healthcare industry over the last decade. Use a professional tone of voice. So there are three different prompt engineering techniques being used here. First, we have the act as technique. We're using the act as a healthcare expert, which means that ChatGPT will be simulating a health expert, which means that the answer we will be getting will be angled through that niche, which is exactly what we're looking for this particular article. And then we're using the summarize technique, summarize the influence of AI technologies in the healthcare industry over the last decade. So rather than getting very specific text, we're getting a summary text. And then finally, we are using prompt priming, giving it some context to how it should be acting. Use a professional tone of voice. Now, chances are this is probably not going to be good enough, but it's going to be a great start. So I'm going to send this away, and then I'm going to start fine-tuning and iterating. So the results are in. If you want to read the results, I'm just going to scroll through. You can pause this lecture and read it. It's not important that you do, but you can if you want to, so that you know what we're working with here. Now, while the text is a good start, there are a couple of issues with it. First of all, it's not formatted in a nice article format. Rather, we're getting points here and short summaries of all these different points. The second thing is that it's using quite a difficult language, which is not going to be very read-friendly for our article. So I'm going to start off by some iterations. And if you remember, an iteration is when I am giving ChatGPT more context based on the result that I have just received. And once I've done some iterations, I'm going to look at fine-tuning. And fine-tuning is simply adding in or removing a certain prompt engineering technique. So once again, iteration is all about providing additional context from the result you have gotten, while fine-tuning is all about changing the technique based on the result you have gotten. And with technique, we're referring to prompt engineering technique. So I've started working on the iterations, and I've written so far, change it into an article format and use more paragraphs to make it easier to read. Using proper paragraph spacing is very important when it comes to writing articles, especially if you're planning on publishing the articles online. And I've also written, write an introduction and end with bullet point conclusions. So all of this is just iterations. I'm giving it more context so it has a better understanding of what I want. I also want to fine tune it slightly. So here in the beginning where it says write an introduction and end with bullet point conclusions, I'm going to add write an introduction where you explain it to me like a fourth grader, and as the article progresses, make it increasingly complex. And then I'm going to change this, end with bullet point conclusions. And while it will understand typos, there's no need to add in the typos if you can see them. So now I'm using the fourth grader technique here as well. And I'm also making my own request. And this is a part of more advanced prompt engineering, where I'm saying, as the article progresses, make it increasingly complex. That is not a set technique in itself, but that is something that I desire for this article. So I'm going to try sending it out and see what the results are and see if I'm happy with this. So a big part of being great at prompt engineering is about being creative. So let's send this away and see what we get. So the results are in, and I'm just gonna scroll through this. You can pause anytime if you want to read the text so that you know what we're working with here. Also, I want to show you that it did sort of stop in the middle here. Usually what you need to do at that point is just write continue, and then it will finish where it left off. It didn't at this point, so I wrote continue. It started off with something else. So instead I wrote finish the conclusion section, and now it sort of redid the whole conclusions here and gave us some more. So once again, we're not always going to get the result we're looking for, but we are going to fine tune our techniques so that we make sure we get the results that we need. Now looking up at this is all looking incredible. There are some sections here that I might not be the biggest fan of, but I'm going to show you how I work with that. I'm going to start off by copying all of this, and then I'm going to leave the conclusions because it's down there. I'm going to copy it, jump in here, paste it in. Then I'm going to select Command A to select everything, go down to format, clear formatting, just like that. And now I'm just gonna do my own formatting. So I'm gonna make a header. Let's do this at 18. I'm gonna bold it. I'm gonna select everything and change it into Montserrat. I think that's a nice one. I'm going to center it. I'm going to change all of this text and make it slightly bigger into 12. There we go. And now I would just need to make some spaces here to do a better formatting myself. So as you can see, all of these has lost its formatting, but this is an easy fix for that. I'll just select them, bold them, just like this. And now we have a nice article in no time. So there are some things that I didn't like in here, and there often will be when we're working with ChatGPT, but that is fine. We can continue iterating or fine-tuning until we get what we want. But if there are minor mistakes, all we can do is like this, for example, the doctor's super helper. That sounds too much like talking to a kid. The doctor's helper, I'm fine. Imagine if your doctor had a super smart helper. I'm gonna change that to an intelligent robotic helper. One that could remember millions of things all at once and could see patterns that human might miss. So again, if there are minor things we don't like, we can easily just change them. Now let's head back. I'm gonna grab all of this information, paste it in, clear formatting, change it to Montserrat. I'm gonna change it to 12. I'm gonna bold, format it a little bit. Easy peasy, in no time we're getting an article. Now let's see how we can expand this. So we've gotten a nice article, but we want to expand it and make it even bigger. So now I'm prompting, advise me on what else I should be writing about in this article that has the same theme, AI's impact on the healthcare industry. Let's send it away. And once again, the results are in. You can just pause this lecture and read through this if you wanna see what we're working with here. Now I'm just gonna choose one that I want to expand my article with, and I'm going to go with down here. I think this is interesting, training healthcare professionals. So now when I create a prompt, I'm going to use a version of the write like me technique, but rather than asking it to write like me specifically, I'm going to ask it to use a similar pattern of writing that it wrote the previous article with. So I'm going to write an article on training healthcare professionals through AI. Write in the same way that you wrote the previous article. I'm gonna send it away and see what we get. And once again, the results are in. I'm going to scroll through it if you want to read all of it so you know what we're working with, or rather the results we have gotten. I am a really big fan of this because it's truly writing like it did in the previous article. We have an introduction here. It's using a super simple language. As it progresses, the language gets increasingly complex. It's still explaining every single word, such as VR for virtual reality, etc., being very clear that the article is teaching the reader something. And at the end, we have a conclusion in a bullet point list and some final words. I'm loving this. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab all of this text, go in, I'm going to move down, I'm going to paste it in, select all of it, format, clear formatting. There we go. And rather than introduction, I'm going to call it training healthcare professionals through AI. Select all of it like this. Change it to Montserrat, going to make it size 12 because that's how I like it. And now I just need to start formatting it properly. So I'm gonna bold this and that's it. Now we have a big, nice 5-page long article going on here, at least 4.5. And if we go up to tools that's in here, at least in Google Documents, and then word count, we can see that we have gotten 1,404 words in here. Very impressive. And this is how prompt engineering works in real life. We've been using iterations, which means giving it more context based on the information and the answers we're getting from ChatGPT. And we've been fine-tuning it, which means adding in more techniques and removing some techniques in order to get our desired results. In simple terms, the more you use ChatGPT and the more you learn of the different prompt engineering methods to use, the more advanced you will get because you will start to seeing pattern in the results you're getting. So in the next lecture, we're going to start practicing you in this already and make you an advanced prompt engineer. You are going to get 5 different assignments to complete, and that's all I'm gonna say for now. I'm going to let you know more of the context in the next lecture, but just know that this will really expand your horizons and train you well. Hope you're excited. Time to get our hands dirty. See you in the next lecture. Welcome back. In this lecture, you're going to learn how to quickly and effectively use ChatGPT in order to create blog posts and articles. So to do this, you're going to need 2 things. You're going to need ChatGPT, of course, and then also somewhere that you want to publish it. If you're writing an article, that could just be as simple as Google Documents. And if you're writing a blog post, you are going to want to be in a new post on your website, on your blog. So imagine that you are a startup founder and you are looking to write a blog post on the benefits of using AI for small businesses. So all I would do is use a prompt like this, write a blog post about the benefits of using AI in small businesses, and then I'm gonna hit enter and the results are in. So we have a title, we have an introduction, and we have a bunch of different benefits, just what we're looking for. So all I need to do is start off by grabbing the title. I'm gonna copy it, paste in the title here, then head back. I'm not going to grab the introduction because it doesn't need to say introduction at the top. I'm just going to grab the text here and select all of it, copy, head back in here, click on the block and paste it in. So here we have the article copy pasted in no time, super quick, super effective. If we want to know how long it is, we can move up here and then go to outline and we can see that it has 516 words. Normally for a blog article, you want to be at about 1,500 to 2,500. So what we could do is head back and then we could write more benefits. Hit enter. And now we have even more benefits. I am going to go ahead and grab all of this text starting from number 1 all the way down. I'm not going to grab the conclusion in here. I'm going to copy it, head back, and I'm going to paste it in just before conclusion. I'm going to paste it in just like that. And as you can see, here we are at 6 and here it's starting over at 1. So what I want to do is that I want to change this numbered list by clicking here and making it into a paragraph. I'm going to go ahead and do the same things with the previous ones to show you how you can very quickly format your blog articles with subheaders to make it look even better. I'm gonna change this one to a paragraph and then move down and do the same on all of these. And then I'm gonna format them so they look the same. I'm gonna hit enter so that it moves down, and then I'm gonna remove these double colons like this, which is quick formatting. And once I've done that, I'm gonna turn them all into subheaders, and this is how you do that. You click your mouse just before where you want there to be a subheader, and then you're gonna write hashtag, 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 space, and that is going to turn it to a subheader 3. If you want a subheader 2, you make 2 hashtags. If you want a header 1, you just do a single hashtag. But 3 is usually a good idea, and depending on your color theme, of course 2 is going to have a different color, 4 is going to have yet another color, but for this one we're going to use 3, and I'm gonna do it on all of them. There we go. So let's check out the preview. And here we have the article. And as with any blog article, you want to make sure that you add a proper amount of images to it and make it look good. And keep sending away prompts until you have over 1,500 words. But now you know exactly how to do it, and it's very simple to do. If you want to learn the advanced version of creating blog posts using SEO and optimizing your entire blog post for a specific keyword in order to rank better with your blog post on the search engines, check out the SEO section in in the course where I'll teach you the advanced techniques of doing just this with copy-paste prompts. But if not, if you're looking to make simpler articles or blog posts just like this, you will have more than enough. So to reiterate, all you need to do is write a blog post about the benefits of, and then whatever you want your blog post to be about, and then you'll have it right there. Well done. See you in the next lecture. I'll learn how to quickly and effectively create social media content using ChatGPT. So for this example, let's say that I am a fitness coach and I am looking to create and release content on Instagram. And I want to create and release motivational content. And the prompt is very simple and straightforward. It is create a motivational Instagram post for people who struggle to maintain a regular workout routine. So we want something motivating for them. I'm going to hit enter. So what we're getting here is that we're getting a suggestion for an image, which is a stunning sunrise peeping over a hill, casting an orange glow on a single lonely running track that winds up towards the horizon. Pretty detailed and impressive there, ChatGPT. And then we also have an amazing caption. I'm not going to read all of it, but you can pause this lecture and read it through if you want to. So now that we have our caption, we just need to create our image. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to head over to canva.com. It will be in the resources. Create a free account here. Super quick, super effective. Everything we need in here is completely for free. All I need to do is move over here and search for Instagram post. Now, if you were using some other type of social media, for example, a Facebook post, all you need to do is write Facebook post in here and you will get templates for a Facebook post. So it really doesn't matter that it's Instagram in this example. It works just as well for any other platform when you need to use an image on that platform. So again, I'm going to write Instagram post, and then we're going to go with square. Most of the time, square posts will perform better across the different devices. That is across a computer, a cell phone, and a tablet. So unless you have other data specifically, square tends to perform the best, and I recommend it. So we're going to click there, and now we get a bunch of different templates down here. Most of them are going to be free, but some of them are going to say pro, or they're going to have a little $sign, but we're just going to go with the free ones. So if you remember, we did get a recommendation from ChatGPT, and it says image, a stunning sunrise peeping over a hill, casting an orange glow on a single lonely running track that winds up towards the horizon. There's a lone runner, tiny but determined, at the start of the track. So we're looking at something like this that is motivating, a person in the image that is doing some sort of fight, some sort of struggle, something inspiring and motivating. So let's go and see if we can find that. Down here, we can start by looking at these different subcategories that we can start using. So one thing that we might want to check out right away is the one that we saw over here called sports events. That might be something that can be motivational for people interested in working out. I'm going to click there, and it's important that you use these different categories, because if you just search something here, they're not going to be specified for Instagram posts. So let's scroll down and see if we can find something similar to what we just read over there. So here's a nice image of a runner. We could go ahead and start editing this and see what we get. So I just click on it, and then I click on customize this template. Now everything here is completely customizable. Run your heart out is probably not the motivational text we're looking for. To get some inspiration, we can head back over to ChatGPT and just see if there's anything out of this caption that we can use in the text. It says, don't look at the whole journey ahead and feel overwhelmed. Instead, focus on today. So actually, that is something that we could be using. Focus on today. Just heading back, I'm going to click here on this text, and I'm going to select it, and I'm going to write focus on today. That's pretty nice, isn't it? And then I'm going to just move it over. There we have it. And then I'm going to rename this to motivational Instagram post focus on today. I'm gonna go down, click on share, download, and here we have it. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I'm not a big fan of the little running thing down there, so I'm gonna head back, click on it, delete it, move up to share, and download a new version. Download, and here we have it without a little running thing down there. So let's go ahead and post this. I'm just gonna head over and click on create, select the image, click on next, head over to ChatGPT. I'm gonna grab this entire caption right here, head back, paste it in just like that, and then click on share. Your post has been shared. So that is how easy it is to create content on social media using ChatGPT and mixing it up with Canva if you need to use and post something that is image related. So remember, within ChatGPT, write what it is that you're looking for. In our case, being a fitness coach and looking to create motivational content, we wrote, create a motivational Instagram post for people who struggle to maintain a regular workout routine. Then we went to Canva. We found a template in here, saved it down and posted it to Instagram. And if you want to do this for Facebook or for Twitter or for any other platform, just write what you're looking for here and for what platform it is, and ChatGPT will adapt and answer accordingly. It is this simple. Make sure that you make good use out of this, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Welcome back. In this lecture, you're gonna learn how to create ad copies and marketing materials using ChatGPT. So let's pretend that I am selling a yoga program and I want to target it at professionals, and it is an online course. And I want to promote this as a Facebook ad. So the first thing I'm gonna do is head over to ChatGPT, and then I'm gonna use the prompt, create a persuasive Facebook ad copy for a 60-day yoga online course targeted at busy professionals. Hit enter. And then we're getting this absolutely mind-boggling response that is formatted so beautifully. I'm gonna scroll through here. You can pause this lecture if you want to read it, but I'm going to assume for now that everything is true. Now, ironically, it's even added in a 20% off and written in the promo code in here. So again, for now, we're going to assume that all of this is true and existing. If you're doing this for yourself, make sure that everything in here is true and just remove what isn't. So now, of course, I need an actual ad copy, an image that I can use for Facebook. So I'm gonna head over to canva.com. Make sure that you have an account here because everything we use here is free. I'm gonna write in Facebook ad, and we're gonna use this one. If you are doing an ad for an app, you would use the one below, but we're gonna look for these templates, the regular ads. So the first thing I'm gonna do is move over to the left where it says all filters. And the first thing we wanna do is move down to the bottom and make sure that we only get the free ones, because a lot of the templates in here are going to be paid, but we don't need those. So what sort of style am I looking for? So I can click on view more here to see what the different topics are that I could choose from. There's nothing really that screams yoga, but we do have fitness. So I'm gonna check out the fitness ones and the free ones and then hit apply. So assuming you're creating an ad copy and you have some form of image of yourself, for example, I might have an image of me or some student in a yoga pose, you could pick one of these that still have some paid element. For example, this one that says getting shape today. I could select this one, click on customize this template. And then as we can see, the only paid element is this one. So what I can do is that I can remove her, and then I could just upload an image of myself by going into uploads in here and then find an image of me and add it in here. And suddenly we have taken a template that has a cost to it and made it free. And we've also customized it more for ourselves. However, if you don't have any image at all, you need to find the completely free one. So let's head back and let's see that there's nothing in here that fits perfectly with what we're looking for. So we're gonna head back to filters, remove fitness, and then click on view more. And then let's try one like aesthetic and hit apply. So down here we have a nice one we could be using. I'm gonna click on it. It looks like this. We could customize it a little. It's right now designed for a clothing store, but we can make this focus towards our yoga online course. I'm gonna click on customize this template. And then the first thing I'm gonna do is just remove this that says new. Don't want that bubble. All of that is quite random. Now I'm gonna keep this lady in here since we are promoting a yoga program and it does look like she's doing some sort of yoga pose or meditation that really plays into what we have on offer here. And now for some inspiration in here, I'm gonna head back to ChatGPT. I'm gonna look at the text that was given. We know you're always on the go, meeting deadlines, winning deals, and exceeding expectations. It's time to take a pause and remember that your well-being matters too. With our 60-day yoga online course, you can weave balance and tranquility into your hectic lifestyle. So I'm gonna write something like yoga for busy professionals. And I'm gonna write up here 60 days of yoga online course. And then if you remember from earlier, in this example, we're actually giving 20% off. So I'm gonna add that as well, just like this. And then it's not gonna say shop now, it's gonna say learn more. And there we go. Now, naturally, if you have your own online course program, you should have an image of that course in here somewhere, or a picture of you in a certain pose, or some of your own designs. So all you would need to do is just go to uploads on the left here, upload them, and then you can start playing with the elements. For this example, I'm keeping it super simple and using all of the free stuff in here. So I'm gonna change the name, yoga online course Facebook ad, then move to share, download, and download. Now I'm gonna head into ads manager and I'm gonna start setting this up. Since this isn't specifically about Facebook ads, but rather about creating advertising and marketing material, I'm just gonna show you what it's gonna look like when it's all set up and all of the GPT results post that we have gotten added in. So I'm gonna scroll down. I'm gonna keep this on my Facebook page, my Instagram account. The ad account gonna be at create ad, not gonna change anything. Creative source gonna be manual upload. I'm gonna use a single image for this. So scrolling down to media, add image, gonna upload it and then click on next. I'm gonna change this one to original, even though it doesn't use all placements. That's absolutely fine. We need it to look good. Click on next and then click on done. Fantastic, so let's start setting it up. First of all, we want a primary text. I'm gonna head to ChatGPT and here's all of the nice primary text. I'm gonna go ahead and copy it, paste it in just like that. That is a really huge and impressive text. Scroll down, we need a headline. Here we have our headline, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy it, paste it in, just like this. Now you can add in a description here as well, but on most of the placement, the description is not gonna show, but this is for sure going to show the primary text and the headline, so those are gonna be the most important. Make sure that we have our call to action button set. Make sure that we set the correct destination here, that it leads to our website. Make sure that we have our tracking set and everything is good to go. So this is how you use ChatGPT to create advertising and marketing material in combination with Canva and creating some quality content in no time. I hope you get a lot of enjoyment out of this. It's amazing how much quality material we can create in very little time. See you in the next lecture. Welcome back. In this lecture, you're gonna learn how to use ChatGPT for creative writing, both when it comes to creating a completely new story, but also maybe most importantly for you creatives out there, what to do if you're stuck in a rut. So let's use this example. I'm writing a sci-fi story, and after a lot of writing, I find myself to be stuck and I don't know what to do next. Well, what I could do then is I could head over to ChatGPT and then I could write a prompt such as continue a sci-fi story where the main character discovers they can communicate with machines. And then I hit enter. So once we get the result from ChatGPT, there are really two approaches we can take here. The first approach is to read through all of this, get inspired, because remember, there's no one who owns this text. ChatGPT doesn't own it. You are free to use it in any creative endeavor you want for your story. So you can use this text to get inspired, head back to your own creative writing, and then use it as a source of inspiration. That would be the first approach. The second approach would be to add in more context so that ChatGPT could really solve the rut for you. For example, so now I've added in some context and I've written the main character's name is Kylie. She lives on the planet Pythagoria and have noticed subtle yet emerging sensations within herself of feelings being developed for the robots. As she had discovered the robots were sentient beings, she couldn't help but set out on a mission to tell the world of her discovery. So the more context we give ChatGPT, the more accurate the answers will be, of course. So if you're looking for more than just an inspiration, maybe even getting a proper story, a continuation of your story put in your hand, you can add in enough context, hit enter, and see what's being generated. So we've gotten an amazing continuation of our story here. All I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go ahead and select it all, copy, head back to where we were writing. I'm gonna paste it in. I'm going to select all of it, format, clear formatting, gonna turn it into Montserrat 12. Then I'm just going to format it a little better like this, make some paragraphs so that it's easier to read. And then I'm just gonna read through it, adapt it to my story, and continue on. And these are the two different methods that you can use to get out of a rut in your creative writing. Either you write in a simple prompt where you just describe the very main plot and you ask for a story where you get different names and different scenarios, but that inspire you to be creative with your story, or you give the whole shebang, the whole context, and you get a proper continuation of the story from ChatGPT. Either way works. And of course, if you want to create a new story completely from scratch and have the creative side in you take over, all you need to do is prompt, write a story about, and then add in whatever. You can be very short and let more creatives go to ChatGPT, or you can add in a ton of context. The more context, the more accurate it's going to be according to what you have added in. So make sure that you have a lot of fun with this. I mean, if you were creative before and now you have access to ChatGPT, wow, endless possibilities. See you in the next lecture. Welcome back. In this lecture, you are going to learn how to create SEO, that is search engine optimized content. And in this example, we are going to be creating SEO optimized content for a product page. So this is the product page I'm working with. It is for aromatherapy rollerball set, and I need a short description and I need a longer description, and I need to make sure that those descriptions are SEO optimized. And of course, we are going to be using ChatGPT for this. But first things first, we need to find our keyword. So I'm going to go to ads.google.com, just go through the process and skip everything, and you're going to land on this page. Then I'm going to go to Tools, Planning, and Keyword Planner, and then click on Discover New Keywords. If you have the old looks of Google Ads that looks like this, it doesn't matter at all. It is just a design. All you need to do is go up to Tools and Settings, Keyword Planner, and then click on Discover New Keywords, and you will end up on the exact same place. It's just a different design. It makes no difference at all. So then what I'm going to do is first of all make sure that my location isn't set anywhere. I want to search globally, hit save. I'm going to search for aromatherapy rollerball, and then I'm going to get results. Next, I want to make sure that this is pulled out a little bit more, and then I'm going to click on average monthly searches. So we only need to use the keyword and the average monthly searches. All of the rest here is for ads, and we're only looking for a keyword organically. So average monthly searches, we want to make sure that we have at least 1,000 searches. So I'm going to go ahead and try this one, aromatherapy rollerball. I'm going to grab this keyword by selecting it and copying it. I'm going to go into Google. I'm going to paste it in and search. And then I'm going to activate my Moz bar. And the Moz bar is a Google Chrome extension that you will find in the resources. What it does, once you activate it and log into it, you just sign up. It's completely for free and super fast. Is that when you scroll down and you look at organic website, not these ones because they are sponsored, you are going to get to see how high their rankings are. So you're going to get PA, page authority, and you're going to get DA, domain authority. What we are looking for is a page authority and a domain authority that is going to be under 25. Under 25 means that they are ranking even though they are quite weak with their domain and with their page. So page authority and domain authority under 5. And look at this one. It is ranking on the first page with a page authority of 11 and a domain authority of 2. So what that means is that we are going to have some really good shots at ranking at the first page for this keyword aromatherapy rollerball. So we know that this is a good keyword that we can rank for. Now I just need to make sure that my product description is optimized for it. So now I'm going to go into ChatGPT, and then I'm going to write a prompt looking like this. Create an SEO optimized product description for a newly launched aromatherapy rollerball set with scents to make you calm, serene, and find stillness. Nice, huh? Target people who are interested in aromatherapy, spirituality, and new age. Create one longer description and then one shorter description. Optimize them for the keyword aromatherapy rollerball. I'm gonna send it away. And there we have it. We're getting a long description and we're getting a short description. So all I'm gonna do is that I'm going to grab this long SEO optimized piece of description, copy it, move to the back end, and I'm going to paste it in here to the longer description. I'm gonna scroll down where we have the short description, grab that short description. I'm just gonna copy it, remove that piece of text, paste it in, and then scroll up. I'm gonna click on publish. And then here we have the final result. We have the short description here, which we could make a little longer with bullet points if we wanted to, just to match the description with the length of the product, or make the product smaller. And down here we have the longer description, and both of these are SEO optimized for the keyword that we know gets plenty of searches and that we are going to be able to rank for. So this is how you very quickly and effectively SEO optimize your content, whether that is going to be for a product page or a blog article or whatever it might be. Simply make sure that you have the keyword that you want to optimize for. Ask ChatGPT to create what it is that you are looking for and ask it to optimize it for the given keyword. Amazing. Well done. Let's move on, and I'll see you in the next lecture.